hear that? That's nature telling y'all hello. It's probably nature saying, get out of here, this is ours. Did y'all see that? That was a huge fish. Whoa. Okay. This is not how you start off a letter to Lippy. Well, yeah, I guess you can start a letter to Lippy off like this. What in the world? I didn't even bring my fishing rod. But we got us a letter, y'all. Now, this letter came to me a few days ago. And I printed it. And I read it twice. This will be my third reading, okay? You know, I read it the first time. I understood. I read it a second time. And it impacted me. There's a lot of a story within 2 paragraphs. It's a lifelong story. And I think it warrants for many to really listen to the words, hear the words that's within the body of this. And I'm not going to tell him to be quiet. Because I'm blessed to sit here and listen to him. All right, let me read this to y'all. Dear Miss Lippy, you inspire many people, me being one of them. Let me tell you a little about myself. I grew up in an alcoholic home as an overweight, no self-esteem, people pleaser. Sometimes I chose to please the wrong people. Sometimes I chose to please the wrong people. But as an adult, I have fought to be different from my childhood. Not because I thought I was wrong for those things, but because I met someone. He told me that I was more than those things. He continued to teach me every day through people like you. My husband and others, I have watched you go through different storms, your health and your home. This person is relating to me. And I am way too familiar with storms. People do not see the storms I have and continue to fight. The storm blew in things that should have killed me, but I am still here. But I am still here. The person that I met, his name is Jesus. Some people don't believe in him, but I'm not here to debate. I am just here to tell my story. I've learned from you and him that I can overcome. Sometimes the storms that bring destruction also bring new beginnings. I just wanted to share my heart with you today, hopefully being an encouragement to someone. Thank you for being that light to me and others. Love, fellow storm fighter. Now, did y'all listen to that? Because this is my third reading. I was an inspiration. See, I think I was nothing more than just a cheerleader who still has a story to tell, don't we all? But what impacted me in that letter was a person reflecting back, as many of us do, reflecting back to memories. But not all memories are good. Not all memories are bad. But you see, memories impact us to the core. And we go through life, and sometimes we just see something, we hear something, and it sparks that memory back. But I thought about something the second time I read it. I said, grew up in an alcoholic family. Made some bad choices. Being human. But this person said, hopefully this helps someone. So I'm going to kind of get off the letter for a minute, and this is what I heard. And maybe somebody else out here watching this is going to see it in a different way. All right, today you are struggling. You're making bad choices. You're eating unhealthy. You're feeding that misery. And that's the word that I'm going to use. As all of us have, we feed it with various things, whether it be food, alcohol, addiction, people. People can be an addiction. Because you gravitate to the wrong ones. Don't meaning that they're bad, but it's not really who you are, but you're addicted to that attention. You need to feel this void, this misery. I'm going to say something that some of y'all may say, well, that's easier said than done. And I'm going to tell you, well, maybe for you, but I can tell you I always speak from my own experience. I speak from what has worked for me and hope that it works for you. But you see, so you got all this baggage, and then you become an adult. And then every time you find that crossroad, your memory bank says, well, if my dad wouldn't have been an alcoholic, if my parents wouldn't have split up, I was bullied in high school. The thing is, we woke up this morning to rewrite it. We woke up this morning to write a better chapter. You see, it's like we are all guilty. We put this backpack on and we tote it and it weighs us down. And every damn time we find a crossroad, we think, well, that's because I grew up in an alcoholic family. This is why my parents split up, and it crushed me. But you see, that's insecurity. That backpack's keeping you from standing on your own 2 feet, making your choices, your decisions, how you envision your life to be, who you gravitate towards. You see, it's nothing more than a backpack. Yes, now, there is situations, and let me say this, and this is hard for me to even say. Children are abused. Sexually, physically, and emotionally. Okay? This particular letter is emotional. As far as I know, we're going out of the body of this letter. So you say, okay, if I've been sexually abused, if I've been physically abused as a child, how am I to overcome that as an adult? It has scarred me. It has changed me. It has molded me. Then I suggest you find your safe haven in whomever you worship. I tend to worship Jesus. You reach out and you find someone that you can communicate with. license or no license. You speak it out. But what you don't do is allow that backpack to hold you down so you don't stand up and say, you know what, I rebuke that. I rebuke that devil. That memory will not crush me. That memory will strengthen me. I'm better than this. So you shed tears of the past, and this is what it done. No, you share tears because you control that door you open. You control to take that backpack off and throw that damn thing. And you say, well, that just sounds easy, Lippy. No, it ain't easy. I'm telling you, firsthand, it's the hardest thing you can do, but it's the most rewarding thing you can do for yourself by far. Take that crap off, throw it to the side, plant them feet strong, take the blinders off, and live your life forward. Your terms, your rules. This person found her driver in Jesus. What did she say? Some people don't believe. That's not for her to debate. It's not for me to debate either. But your answer is there, but it ain't in that backpack. You know, I did a video, a few weeks ago about a rear view mirror. Same thing. We are so guilty of doing this, looking back. Glance. Let that be our tools moving forward. But you see, in this paper right here, you know, this person's fine. Still has those days, still has those moments, still struggles. But you see, she got the tools that her embodied, her soul needed, and that was in Jesus. And she says, I am an encouragement. You see, that person is an encouragement to me. Because the day that email came in, I was not in the best place either. Now, mind you, I don't carry backpacks. That don't mean I'm better. But I rebuked that devil many years ago. You know, shame and weight will never hold me down. That inspires me to do what I do every day. You know, I get to write again. I hold that pen. So if you think about it, whoever's watching, you may not be struggling with weight. You may not be struggling with an alcoholic father when you were young. But can you honestly say you're struggling free? I'd say not. Doesn't matter the scale, but we all struggle. But the one thing we have to conquer that is strength, standing on our own to be stronger than ever to our conviction, especially this day and time, people. So this person inspired Lippy today. You know, Lippy went through some pretty crappy stuff, okay, health-wise. Lippy saw her dream home gone. It was just a storm, as this person put it. It's a storm. Well, April 24th, I replayed that storm because it was April 24th of 2020 that storm hit home. So this past April 24th, I reflected back to where we are now. We did not get here by holding a backpack, crawling on our knees. We got here because we stood strong. We rebuked that devil behind us, and we said no. We have the best driver in the world. We have the best cheerleaders in the world. That's y'all. And we traveled, standing up and completely weightless. No weight. And so you see, that's how I view life. You know, you hear struggles. Last night I was speaking with someone. That person said, well, my child, which is an adult, struggles. Could it be from the hardship that my child, as a young adult, did it cause that? The choices my child made as a young adult created where that child is today, meaning an adult. I said no. And I'll tell you why. Because that child hasn't realized that the shackles and the chains and the backpacks, that child holds the key to. And it's up to that child to open those locks and rebuke. But you see, sometimes people don't want to. That I don't understand, but that's a whole different shed. Well, this ain't a shed no more. Why am I saying shed talks? This is Lippy Talks. The wind's picking up, y'all, but it's such a beautiful day. But I know you're going to see that I read the letter. And I want you to know that I respect you. I love you. And I thank you because you see what was in that letter had me thinking to recheck myself and to know that I, in some form or fashion, impacted your life in a positive way, then I'm doing something right. I'm not perfect, but I got this one right, okay? And I thank you for that. Yep, I thank you. Now, y'all see that I didn't say which state. I felt this letter was just too personal to share the state or the person, man or woman. So this letter was sent by someone that loves Jesus. And that's going to be the sender's name. Now I'm going to sit here. And I'm going to feel blessed what nature has to offer all of us. I got to live another day to enjoy this, y'all. And I got to live another day to help someone. But you see, I couldn't have done that toting a backpack. Keep the letters coming, y'all. I am so glad them glasses hit this pier and not the water. Because I don't have 2 more pair left. Love y'all.